Every one of us is a manager, from our personal lives to our business lives. We need to manage ourselves and often others. In this series of learning from PIRKEI AVOT, or chapters of our fathers, we strive to take ideas from the wisdom of the sages and point out concepts that will help us achieve greatness in our lives and in our personal and professional lives. After speaking about the first Mishnah, the preamble of PIRKEI AVOT, today we're going to speak about the first Mishnah in PIRKEI AVOT. First Mishnah says so. Moshe received the Torah from Sinai and transmitted it to Yoshua, and Yoshua to the elders, and the elders to the prophets, and the prophet transmitted it to the men of great assembly. They said three things: be deliberate in judgment, raise up many disciples, and make a fence for the Torah. First Mishnah begins with a background of where the sages' wisdom comes from. It talks about the transmission of knowledge. There's 2 points to this transmission. One is that we didn't make up knowledge. Knowledge does not start with me. It starts on something much broader. Knowledge originated way before me. This leads to humility. And humility is something that leads to a third thing. It leads to, if we're successful, leads to elasticity of thought. The dynamic process that the Mishnah speaks about speaks of 2 things. Not only does knowledge come from ages before, but it also changes with the ages. The transmission of knowledge from Moshe to Joshua, Yoshua, is not the same as what the men of great assembly received from the prophets. It changes with time. Generations change, the ways of speaking change, and the modes of transmitting changes. So us, as managers, we need to understand that dynamics change. We have to realize who is sitting in front of us, who our target audience is, and what are the preferable means of transmitting that information. From the perspective of a manager, you have to review the situation at hand every time to make the most out of it. Also, humility is a huge part of this, because humility is resting on the fact that I don't own knowledge. Knowledge did not start with me and it will not end with me. So I need to listen to others. Don't confuse it. Don't think that we shouldn't be assured of our path. We should be very assured of our path. If we know that our path is right, we're open to listen to others and see how they can improve our path. Our sages urge us to take a broader view, which we will explore in the next parts of this series. Upon these ideas, the men of great assembly said 3 things. They said, be deliberate in judgment, which means to deliberate. Not deliberate. Deliberate. Think about things. Don't rush to judgment. Second thing is raise up many disciples. Just like you received knowledge, you should transfer knowledge along. Don't keep all the knowledge to yourself. Pass it along so that other generations can enjoy it as well and learn from you. And the third thing is make a fence for the Torah. A fence for the Torah means to know your boundaries. Know who you're speaking to. Know what your audience is, how you speak your words, and who you're speaking to. We learned several things in this Mishnah. First, we learned that we need to have humility. Second, we learned that we have to have flexibility of thought and dynamic thought process. And third is that we have to be aware of the settings. Next time, we'll explore one of the most important Mishnahs in this whole series. In this series, we take the wisdom of our sages and try to extract short insights to our personal and professional lives. For expansion on these topics, you can contact us, and obviously, you can delve deeper into PIRKEI AVOT.